Looks like it's just you and me.
It's a better end to the year than I expected.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're exploring the most infamous and shocking times when reports emerged that co-stars in films, TV shows, or plays were having affairs, despite being married to or dating other people.
This could get complicated.
Don't worry, I've done it before.
I bet you have.
Tori Spelling and Dean McDermott. In 1993, McDermott married Mary Jo Eustace. After having one child, the couple was in the midst of adopting another when he began filming in 2005 for the Lifetime TV film Mind Over Murder. Spelling, on the other hand, had married Charlie Shanian the year before she got started on production.
I thought you went home.
After that kiss.
Yet, before the film could even air, Shanian filed for divorce. As it turned out, Spelling and McDermott had reportedly gotten intimate the same night they met on set. Yikes.
The hurt, the betrayal, the lies, the hurt I've caused myself, the place that I went to, I never want to go to that dark place again.
Spelling and McDermott's divorces were finalized in 2006, allowing the duo to marry the same year. Yet by 2013, karma seemingly struck as McDermott reportedly cheated on her with another co-star. Regardless, they stayed together until divorcing in 2025.
For you to then break news surrounding your marriage, what has it been like since that happened?
It was time.
Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Due to their infamous defamation trial in 2022 and their statements, we got a peek behind the curtain about how Depp and Heard got together. Back when they were filming for 2011's The Rum Diary, Depp had been dating Vanessa Paradis since 1998, while Heard was in a relationship with Tasya Von Ray since 2008.
He's a wonderful person, a consummate professional, but also a lovely person, and you can't help but be sucked into the Johnny Deppness on set.
Yet, as Depp stated during the court case, their characters sharing an on-screen kiss wasn't the only time they locked lips, as they spent evenings alone together in the dressing room. According to Heard, she and Depp began dating in late 2011 or early 2012. However, the problem was that neither of them officially split from their previous partners until 2012. Uh-oh.
We were just very truthful with them, and they were incredibly understanding, incredibly accepting. I was extremely proud of them, the way they dealt with it.
Rowan Atkinson and Louise Ford. Years before he was one of the UK's best comedians, James Acaster was dating Ford, an actor from 2011, as the two looked to break into the industry.
I just thought, oh no, I know what's happened. She's fallen in love with Rowan Atkinson. He was in the play, just so you know. I haven't plucked that name out of the ether.
Finally, she got her big break by being cast in the 2013 stage play production of Quartermain's Terms, with the legendary performer Atkinson in the title role. Yet, despite the Mr. Bean actor being married to Sinatra Sastry since 1990 and being nearly double Ford's age, the duo fell for each other.
None of us, myself included, know what we're on about when it comes to the two of them. She met and she fell in love with Rowan Atkinson. Also, and this is very important, I got left for Mr. Bean.
In 2015, Sastry divorced Atkinson, with the document stating the cause was unreasonable behavior. Their daughter Lily responded by changing her last name from Atkinson to Sastry, and has detailed being in chaos around the time of the divorce. John Malkovich and Michelle Pfeiffer. The 1988 film Dangerous Liaisons had a cast filled with talent, including Glenn Close, Keanu Reeves, and Uma Thurman, which helped it win several Oscars. Yet, despite all that, it's best known for being the set for the Malkovich and Pfeiffer affair, who were playing love interests.
I was in love. For the first time in my life, I knew it was hopeless, but that didn't matter to me. And it's not that I want to have you. All I want is to deserve you.
The latter had been married to Glenn Headley since 1982, while the former had tied the knot with Peter Horton in 1981. Yet, as news of the affair between the actors leaked, both of their respective marriages crumbled soon after, as everyone found other partners later. While Pfeiffer has yet to speak about the affair publicly, Malkovich has. In 2025, he told the podcast Fashion Neurosis that Pfeiffer was incredibly fair as a colleague, while he wasn't.
You're only 5 minutes late, but I get so frightened. I become convinced I'm never going to see you
My
again.
angel.
Is it like that for you too?
Yes.
Ryan Phillippe and Abby Cornish. While meeting in 1997, it was during filming of 1999's Cruel Intentions where the relationship between Phillippe and Reese Witherspoon quickly heated up. Shortly after the movie was released, they tied the knot. Yet as production began on Phillippe and Cornish's 2008 film Stop Loss, there were allegations that the two had gotten far too close. In 2006, Witherspoon and Phillippe announced their split due to irreconcilable differences, which was finalized in 2007.
I think more of the problem was age, when we got together so young. I think it can create issues to people in this industry because there's so much noise that goes along with it.
The following year, he began dating Cornish. Phillippe disputed the reports that he and Cornish had committed adultery. Yet additional affair allegations about him with other women haunted his new relationship with Cornish, until they broke up in 2010.
Ryan and Abby Cornish just broke up after more than 3 years together, and while they agree the relationship is done, both are claiming to be the one who ended it.
Melanie Griffith and Antonio Banderas. In 1987, Banderas married Ana Leza, while Griffith had married Don Johnson twice, the most recent marriage beginning in 1989. 1996 was an especially eventful year for Griffith and Banderas, as well as Too Much being released in the US. Following its opening in Spain the year before, both marriages had ended in divorce, and Griffith and Banderas had their nuptials. As such, speculation ran rife about the duo having an affair behind the scenes.
Don't you ever cry?
Oh, yeah, sure I do. Whenever I pay taxes, which is enough anyway.
You're crazy.
So are you.
A match made in heaven.
In 2002, Banderas stated to Diane Sawyer that while filming, with both their marriages struggling on top of their mutual attraction, he and Griffith moved their relationship quickly, adding that they tried as much as they could to be respectful. The couple would stay together until their divorce in 2015.
So we have been in contact all these years, and I think we actually managed to do a separation that was very elegant.
Leanne Rimes and Eddie Cibrian. TV films are seemingly a bit of a risk for married actors. In 2009, after meeting during their work on Northern Lights, Rimes and Cibrian were spotted embracing at a restaurant. The problem was that both were married to other people. Rimes had married Dean Chermay in 2002, while Cibrian did the same with Brandi Glanville in 2001. With the reports of the extramarital relationship, both marriages ended in divorce by 2010.
Calls her out for making a huge mistake. Quote, "The dumbest thing she ever did for her career was divorce me because we were such a good team. She's gone away from what she was put on this earth to do. It's all been at the expense of that."
The year after, Rimes and Cibrian had their nuptials. This, understandably, launched a feud between the musician and Glanville, as she felt Rimes wasn't remorseful for breaking up the family and gloated about being stepmother to her and Cibrian's children. The bad blood between them has stopped and started several times again since.
I would say that's right. I don't dislike it. It's just a little problem. I'm going to say I dislike it, but it's a little problem.
Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn. Throughout his stellar career in Hollywood, Tracy has reportedly had affairs with several co-stars, despite being married to Louise Tracy from 1923. While they separated for a time, they reportedly got back together. During the filming of 1942's Women of the Year, Tracy would co-star with Hepburn, igniting an open, secret affair that lasted for 27 years.
I don't want to be married to Tess Harding any more than I want you to be just Mrs. Sam Craig. Why can't you be Tess Harding Craig?
I think it's a wonderful name.
The duo would go on to star in several films together. Their final one, 1967's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, would end in tragedy. Several weeks after filming had finished, Hepburn found Tracy's body after he'd sustained a fatal heart attack. Due to not wanting to upset his family, Hepburn didn't attend Tracy's funeral. In 1983, following Louise's passing, Hepburn admitted to the affair publicly.
Well, you were still married to Louise. I think that this is what she wanted. She just could not settle for the fact that her marriage had been a failure.
Well, I don't blame her there.
Ted Danson and Whoopi Goldberg. Only 2 years into Danson's marriage to Cassandra Coates, disaster struck in 1979 when she suffered a stroke during childbirth. Yet they remained strong for years, until 1992, that is. Having known Goldberg for several years, she and Danson were filming 1993's Made in America, when reports of an affair between them were released.
Oh, and where it goes, you figure you should follow.
Well,
Generally, I like to go first, but in this case, the little fella's got there before me.
Oh.
Coates and Danson soon split up as he and Goldberg dated for around 18 months before going their separate ways. Yet while together, reports came out that they couldn't keep their hands off each other as they promoted Made in America. The divorce between Danson and Coates in 1993 was one of the most expensive in Hollywood, costing the Cheers actor a reported $30 million.
That's what I would like to do.
Well, I hope we're going to be doing them together.
I do too.
Thanks for coming and playing.
Yeah, a pleasure.
Kenneth Branagh and Helena Bonham Carter. If you've seen Emma Thompson's character's reaction to her husband's affair in 2003's Love Actually and felt overwhelming rage at Alan Rickman, not only was it good acting, but she also channeled her history. After meeting during a production, she and Branagh married in 1989.
For man is a giddy thing. And this is my conclusion.
Yet in 1995, they suddenly split, blaming their work schedules. However, the truth soon emerged. As Branagh was filming 1994's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which he was also directing, he began an affair with Bonham Carter, who was playing his love interest. The duo would date afterwards until 1999.
I want you so much.
I'll be here when you return. Each holiday, every visit.
In 2013, Thompson stated she'd make peace with Bonham Carter years ago. Regardless, all three working in the Harry Potter film franchise must have been pretty uncomfortable. Ewan McGregor and Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
In addition to working together, I don't know if anyone knows, but you're also married to each other in real life. So yeah,
You get to practice every morning.
Ewan McGregor and Mary Elizabeth Winstead tied the knot back in 2022 and seem to be living happily ever after. That's sweet, but how they got there was controversial. In 2016, McGregor and Winstead were both married to other people. Yet, when they met on the set of the Fargo television show, it seems it was meant to be.
Go get him, Tiger.
Now this is where things get a little foggy. The next little while sees both parties separating from their respective spouses and ultimately getting together. What exactly happened while they were with their other partners is unclear, which is why any cheating was alleged. Still, the optics weren't great.
Did you like his mustache?
For the first few months, I did.
Then what? You just didn't.
And then the novelty kind of wore off, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I love you with any facial hair, you know.
Claire Danes and Billy Crudup.
How do you die? Oh no, I'm sorry. I wanted.
In 2003, Claire Danes was with musician Ben Lee. Billy Crudup was dating Mary Louise Parker, who was pregnant with their child. However, it was only a matter of time before those relationships ended and a Danes-Crudup one began. Although the bigger issue is that the latter reportedly happened before the former. Near the end of 2003, Crudup and Parker ended their relationship.
One of the most infamous parts of your life was when you had a kind of a famous breakup while you were 7 months pregnant. And to be clear, you are not really writing about that in this book.
The thing is, all reports point to the reason for the separation being him and Danes becoming involved after working together on the film Stage Beauty earlier in the year. It was a pretty big scandal at the time. Danes eventually reflected on the situation, telling Howard Stern, quote, "I was 24. I didn't quite know what those consequences would be." She and Crudup ended it around 2006 to 2007.
Good friends, go to him, for by this light of heaven I know not how.
Dominic West and Lily James.
He was one of those vacillator, you know? I am His Highness's dog at Kew. Pray tell me, sir, whose dog are you?
While many cheating scandals lead to separations and divorces, the Dominic West/Lily James kerfuffle had a different outcome. West has been married to Catherine Fitzgerald since 2010. In 2020, photos surfaced of him and his The Pursuit of Love co-star Lily James in Rome getting cozy.
She tells the outlet, "I'm not really willing to talk about that. There is a lot to say, but not now. I'm afraid."
There were pictures of him kissing her, and a witness report essentially confirmed that the PDA was what it looked like. After the news hit the internet, West and Fitzgerald stood by their home together, claiming that their, quote, quote, marriage was strong, end quote, and that they were remaining a couple. As of 2024, the pair remains married.
It was deeply stressful for my wife and my kids, but there were lighter moments. That was the best that came out of it, really.
Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton.
We've been having a few big nights at home, so we don't really notice we leave the house.
Unless you were living under a rock at the turn of the century, you know about Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton. The story of them hooking up after working together on Pushing Tin made many headlines.
Then one by one.
Jolie apparently had a boyfriend at the time, but how many of you remember the fact that actress Laura Dern and Thornton were actually in a serious relationship? It gets worse. Dern apparently was not informed that it was over. As she tells it, she was away for work, and upon her return, she learned that the man she thought was her boyfriend had tied the knot with someone else. She says that she never heard from him again.
Billy allegedly married Angelina while he was still engaged to Laura Dern, who was so blindsided she said it was like a sudden death.
Meg Ryan and Russell Crowe. There are some that might have forgotten that the queen of the rom-com was embroiled in a major affair back in 2000. Indeed, Meg Ryan had been married to actor Dennis Quaid since 1991.
This is life. Right here. Right now. Take it.
But then, she and Russell Crowe were co-stars on Proof of Life. Crowe and Ryan reportedly began an affair, and it wasn't long before their relationship came to light.
Just tell me you know how much you mean to me.
So we're even.
No, we'll never be even.
That in turn seemingly marked the end of Ryan and Quaid's marriage. She has reportedly made it clear, though, that the relationship was already on the rocks before Crowe entered the picture, saying he was not the reason for its demise.
We're friendly.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. And obviously, we did a really good job co-parenting because look at the result.
Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
I thought you weren't gonna watch.
I lied.
Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise were one of the true it couples of the 1990s. Many might know that they first got to know each other while working on Days of Thunder. At the time, he and Mimi Rogers were still technically married.
But you never said things like, we want to keep our marriage and our careers all separate. You never got into that sort of discussion. Not really.
Kidman and Cruise apparently met sometime in late 1989 or early 1990, around the time of his separation. We don't have details, but by February of the latter year, Cruise and Rogers' divorce was official. A few months later in December, he and Kidman tied the knot.
That was like huge. And, you know, obviously changed my life.
Tom and Nicole made 2 more movies together during their marriage, Far and Away and Eyes Wide Shut, before eventually getting divorced in 2001. Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher.
You like me because I'm a scoundrel. There aren't enough scoundrels in your life.
I happen to like nice men.
We're talking about Han Solo and Princess Leia. We're also talking about a torrid affair that didn't come to light publicly until roughly 40 years after it happened. There may have been rumors, but it wasn't until Carrie Fisher's 2016 autobiography, The Princess Diarist, that the information was confirmed.
And I do find this extraordinary. So 40 years ago, you have this affair over the months of the movie, and you say you literally never spoke about it again.
Indeed, Fisher told of how at the age of 19, she had a 3-month-long affair with her older co-star. Ford had a wife and kids, but the tryst was intense, and she reportedly admitted to wishing he would end things with his spouse so they could really be together. He didn't.
Did you think you were in love, Carrie, at that time?
I think eventually I did think it's, you don't...
When you're 19,
yeah.
You feel it. And it's
I was
Harrison
certainly
Ford.
infatuated.
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
It's not a 1 to 10 scenario. It's a basic question. How often do you have sex?
Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt were 2 of the biggest, most talked about stars in the 2000s. However, not all the publicity was positive. While they were working on Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Pitt was married to another huge name, Jennifer Aniston. They revealed they had broken up in January 2005, leading to loads of speculation about his subsequent relationship.
Have you had to shed some tears? You had to have some moments where you thought, like, oh my God.
Me not shed a tear?
Yeah,
Come on.
Now, we should mention that both Jolie and Pitt have denied there was any cheating. However, they have both also admitted to developing feelings while filming that movie during the summer of 2004.
It was highly speculated that Angelina was the cause of Brad and Jen's divorce. Both denied ever having an affair while Brad was married, but Brad has acknowledged that they fell in love on set.
They got married in 2014, and their divorce was finalized in 2019. Abuse allegations against Pitt have emerged. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall.
Sometimes I know exactly what you're going to say. Most of the time. The other times... you're just a stinker.
Unlike many leading men of the classic Hollywood era, Humphrey Bogart didn't have affairs with all of his leading ladies. But when he met Lauren Bacall, it seems there were no rules. The film was 1944's To Have and Have Not. And while the 44-year-old Bogart was a married man, the attraction to the much younger Bacall couldn't be denied.
Why don't you shave and we'll try it again.
The latter's mother wasn't happy about it, and neither was the director, Howard Hawks, but that didn't stop either of them. This wasn't just a fling, either. The couple got married in 1945 and were together until Bogart's death in 1957.
Did you have reservations about marrying him?
None.
None.
None. Well, when you're 20 years old, why would I have a reservation?
Well, he's 40, whatever he was.
I didn't care.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton.
We can talk alone, you and I.
When would you return?
In an hour, no more than 2.
How long would you stay?
Until we had nothing more to say.
Elizabeth Taylor was married 8 times, but no unions were more scrutinized than her 2 marriages to Richard Burton. It wasn't the first time she had a relationship begin with an affair. When she met Burton on the set of Cleopatra, she was married to Eddie Fisher, whom she had gotten with when he was still Debbie Reynolds' husband. Burton was also married at this point, but he and Taylor embarked on a major affair nonetheless.
You filled my life. Like a great noise that I hear everywhere in my heart. I want to be free of you, of wanting you.
It was so scandalous, even the Vatican got involved criticizing them. Still, became one of the most talked about Hollywood couples ever. They wed in 1964 and got a divorce in 1974, before tying the knot again the following year and ending things for good in 1976.
Will the 2 of you be doing more together?
If I can call him into it.
If she asks me,
Which of the entries in our video shocked you the most when the news broke about the alleged affairs? Let us know below.